All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to another series of the Purposely webinar. Our webinar is actually focused on providing education and information to prospective vendors and existing vendors who would like to be a part of the Purposely community. Thank you for your time. We will go ahead and get started. At the end of the webinar, we will be taking any questions that you might have. Marifel is here, which is our business development executive, will be posting your questions in the chat and also helping with providing some Spanish, some translation. So some things that are critical that would be posted there in the chat as well. And we're actually going to get started. My name is Ricardo Berris. You'll learn a little more about me and the team during our presentation. So today we want to talk about the upcoming pop-up shop summer experience that we're planning. We are actually planning an in-person pop-up event that we want to provide some information to you about. And hopefully this will begin the conversation for you to be able to join our community and be a part of this upcoming summer pop-up experience that's going to be happening. So for Purposely, we are a multi-channel platform providing global commerce for businesses empowered by causes. And so causes that essentially we care about, we are bringing all of these into one singular community to really make a difference with global commerce for our creators. For Purposely, we're about uniting us, and so you will constantly see where we believe in unity and we believe in the coming together of conscious consumers and also creators like yourselves who want to be a part of a thriving community that we're actually building. So we're on purpose with connection, and that connection is in discovery to better the world. So why did we start this? I mean, a part of our why is really to alleviate that injustice that we've seen in the e-commerce space by some of the larger providers. And so part of one of the things that we want to do is to really empower smaller creators from around the world that are not necessarily as visible or represented. We really want to empower them to prosper and to positively impact the communities that they're from. We also want to provide this convenient and engaging space for our consumers to be able to interact with vendors and discover things that they've never really discovered before. We call them rare finds, very unique, rare opportunities in the form of products that are aligned with causes that they actually care about. So we're about building a community, and we're a startup. And so we're about building a community that will allow the conscious consumers to engage and empower the small creators, small scale creators by sharing their values and their products and their purpose, telling their story. So we want to be able to know what your stories are as you become a part of our community so that we can share those stories with conscious consumers. The opportunity for us is really to build a commerce platform that allows us to distribute and share your messages with conscious consumers around the world. So the injustice in the e-commerce space to begin with, where there are a number of giant marketplaces, for example, that really makes it a little difficult to have small scale purpose-driven creators to stand out through your mission. And so because you have a purpose-driven mission, because you have impact, that you are actually making impact rather on your communities, on the environment, part of the challenge is it's really difficult when you're in these large commerce spaces to really be visible. And so there's also this overwhelming amount of selection of products that are really impersonal, mass produced across the globe, if you may, enters into the market. And so what we're actually trying to do is to provide a platform to allow for people, consumers, to see the value in your products, to see the connection with your products, as it relates to the alignment of causes and environmental and social impact. So we're about change, and we really want to bring together your purpose-driven products, your purpose-driven businesses in one community, where we can then begin to have a voice for ourselves with respect to the impact that we're actually making with those products. So how are we going to be doing that? I mean, we've been working on an experience of discovery and connection and empowerment, if you may, and we're providing this kind of experience to the fulfilling these needs in terms of the discovery and participation, as well as, of course, a community across the globe that's based on shared value. When we tell your story and the impact your story is making on your environment, your community, we tell that to consumers who are also sharing those same values. We believe some things will happen. We believe things will happen. And if we bring both you and the conscious consumer in the same place, and we can tell those stories on your behalf, we do believe that action will be taken, and those action will then result in benefits to you. So we're really actively uniting cause focused community on purpose, and that's really because we want to see this positive shift through the conscious commerce that's happening today, and that engagement through the multi-channel platform that we're actually providing, so that it becomes easier for conscious consumers to access these products, to know that these products exist. And this is so important for us to have your products, to have your story, to have your connection into the community. And this is how we're actually doing it. And at the big picture, from that 10,000, 30,000 view, it's really multiple channels that we're creating on, and we're participating. The participants of our ecosystem are few, which involves you, the creator, who to be a part of our community. There has to be a mission, an impact that your products or your business is making on the environment or on the community at large. And so we call it purpose driven. And so you have to be purpose driven to be a part of our community. We also have conscious consumers, which or conscious consumers are actively living daily to ensure that the things that they do, the things that they consume, is also making an impact. And this is part of why we want to bring you closer. We want to bring you closer to them. And then we also have, of course, the champions that we call the nonprofits. And so nonprofits play a vital role in helping to alleviate and advocate, rather, for some of the causes and some of the impact that we see around us. And we want to have a space for nonprofits to have a visible present on our platform. And so we're creating a cause wall, and the cause wall is going to really allow for the consumers to engage and to connect. Also allow creators, vendors, to be able to connect with nonprofit organizations who are doing things both here in the market of North America and anywhere else in the world. Nonprofits are essential to what we're trying to do. And so we believe that for every creator, there's a connection, or can be a connection, to nonprofit organizations. And these nonprofits will really help us to continue the advocacy and the championing of the causes that we do so care about. Um, so that we do this by three channels that we're building, three channels, and these three channels primarily allow us to focus on delivering value for you. I mean, you consider us as a marketing platform, because essentially what we do is to create opportunities where you can be successful. And so we have a marketplace, and the marketplace allows us to tell your story online in a visual space. We're aggregating all of your stories and the uniqueness, what makes you different. And so the marketplace offers that product listing for you, and showcasing your content, and tell others the mission that you're on and the impact that you're actually making. We believe that the probability will increase significantly when we can tell that story. And the better we are at telling your story, the better it is. We believe that a conscious consumer will want to then rally around what you're doing and help to support you through the purchasing of your products. And so we also are matching causes and shared values. So a conscious consumer can discover and shop based on the causes and the impact. And so it's very important for us to know what kind of impact does your product make on your community, on the environment. What sort of purpose does it serve in terms of helping to make the world a better place? And we want to be able to match conscious consumers where those are concerned. Then we have also a VIP box that we have been working on, a VIP box to help to connect the creators like yourself with conscious consumers, basically in a box. And so telling that story, delivering that experience in a box, sending it to the consumer's place of residence or their place of business, allowing them to really have that unique experience to connect to more. And that more is understanding who you are. Every box highlights a creator. Every box shows the impact that you as a creator create in the world, and of course provide product samples. And so because the products are rare, because they're usually unique, we always stress the importance of, let's just put some samples, of course, inside these boxes so that consumers can know and learn more about you. There's something fantastic about discovery, and usually when consumers discover things that they care about, they tend to act, and they tend to act more speedily because the opportunity to discover was easy. And so this is what we want to do. And then finally, we have also the Causewall, and the Causewall is essentially dedicated for nonprofits and charitable organizations to showcase their impact and highlight the results. And so we want people to be able to see the impact you're making, but not just to see it, but also to indicate, to understand how this is connected to nonprofits, if you are working with one, or charitable organizations that you're working with, to demonstrate the impact that you're actually making through partnership with these organizations. So our cause wall is going to be dedicated primarily to nonprofits. So if you are working with a nonprofit or a charitable organization, if you are working and partnering with one of them, please indicate that to us. The cause wall is dedicated to the nonprofits, and the cause wall is no charge to the nonprofits, because we believe in what they're actually doing, and we believe you believe in what they're actually doing. And so we welcome any of the recommendations of any of the nonprofits that you might have access to or partner with, so that we can have them on our cause wall. And then also we have the pop-up shop. And so this is the highlight of our conversation today that we're going to be taking questions around. And the pop-up shop really is dedicated to helping or vendors, you discover and connect with the community in a live settings. And so when we think about the pop-up shop, it brings this in-person and this real-time experience for shoppers. We've been unable to do that because of the pandemic for the last year, but face-to-face time is back, as they say, and vaccination is at all-time high, and it's increasing. So people are getting a lot more confident about getting out and exploring. And so a pop-up shop is ideal for individuals who want to see the world again and see what's out there, and being able to showcase you on these different pop-up events that would be incredible for customers to be able to connect with you in a real real way. We also will provide ongoing feedback and data collection for the pop-up. So each time we do a pop-up, you're not just getting an opportunity to market and promote your products and tell your stories. You're also getting an opportunity to get feedback from consumers and the way consumers are interacting about your products. This is important because as long as you are making products, you're going to need that feedback to constantly improve what it is that you're doing. And the pop-up does that. So I want to talk a little bit about the pop-up and just kind of dive a little bit into it, because this is the reason for conversation today. The pop-up, it's really a marketing and selling event. I mean, it's really a promotional event for vendors who are interested in being visible in front of a live audience, facilitate sampling and selling of the products. You get an opportunity to be in person. There's in-person representation with the products of your products and your stories, essentially, that will be on display. So we have about a 45,000 foot traffic on weekends in the location, which we're going to be sharing with you about where we're going to be doing the pop-up coming up later this summer. And we're going to be doing local visible marketing to the local community in Georgia. We're going to be talking about that shortly. We're going to be having invitations. It's going to be a combination of local vendors as well as international vendors who are interested in showcasing and connecting with the community. And so between Friday evening and Sunday, we've recorded in this city 45,000 plus people that actually comes through, and they're very thirsty and very open to discovering things. I mean, everybody's trying to see the world again, like I said before, and this is a huge opportunity for us to be able to connect. So we're also going to be connecting to the local population, because the local population is also a construct of this number of visitors that usually passes through this city. And where this city is located, visitors are able to come from east, west, north, south, anywhere, ideally, as they commute through the city, stopping to see what's going on and so forth. So I want to talk about the dates. And so the dates that we have in terms of our plans for a pop-up, we actually have basically 4 pop-up event, if you may, for the year. And the upcoming one is going to be summer. So our goal is to have 4 of these pop-up events, and these events are going to be around the season. So there's going to be one in summer, which is the one that's going to be coming up in August 2021, and then we're also going to have the one coming up for fall, which is going to be in November. And then next year, it should actually be February 2022. We're going to be having a winter one, and there's a spring one, which is going to come in May 2022. So a year from now, we'll also have one. And so these are the dates that we're going to be working towards. And we need to be able to work together with our vendors to determine the success of these events, if you want to be able to get some exposure and get some well-needed visibility in these events. These are experience events, and these events are typically they're going to have 20 to 50 or more vendors at the same time in the same place, really providing an experience for the community. This is different from the pop-ups that we would do in the malls or the farmers market. They're smaller scale pop-ups where I usually have 4 or so vendors on a single day or over a weekend period. This pop-up is different. This one is basically that experience event, like I said, that has about 25 to 50 plus different vendors who will be on display, telling their stories, providing samples, selling the products to the community. And so the location, the location for this set of pop-up that we're going to be launching is in Woodstock, Georgia. And so Woodstock is based out in North Metro Atlanta, which is essentially this red dot here on my map. On my screen, Atlanta is just a neighboring state to Florida and Tennessee and South Carolina and Alabama. These are spaces that are neighboring states to Georgia, and Atlanta is the capital. And north of Atlanta, which is about 30 minutes out, there is a town which is Woodstock, and Woodstock has a population of about 33,000 people. The number is a little bit more now since 2017, but downtown Woodstock, that foot traffic that comes through Woodstock on weekend is what we want to provide introduction and exposure of your products to during the time of our pop-up. And so it's a very active, very, very busy weekend kind of community. Folks are very, very open, very curious. They're very conscious in terms of the way they live their lives, and we think it's a fantastic opportunity for vendors to be able to have representation on this series of pop-up. Now, the representation, as we are going to talk about now, is really allowing Purposely. What we do is at Purposely, we represent you. And so the representation means that we'll have knowledgeable representatives or reps that will help to share your story, help you to gain some recognition, provide some samples, give samples out, conduct sales on your behalf. This is a Purposely event, so we want to be able to manage rather all of these activities. And so we want to provide you with a representative that will work directly with your brand, that you are able to provide information, provide the story, share as much content as possible so that we can provide this at the event. And there's also going to be collecting feedback. We think, like I said earlier, feedback is so important, and we want to be able to have those feedback coming in from every customer. We want to be able to provide that to you, so you'll have access to those feedback and understanding what are people actually saying. So this is really, again, marketing and exposure for your brand. And so you want to be able to have a suitable, qualified rep that we will be providing these reps for you, and you will be able to work directly with us to ensure that no matter where you are in the world, you can get professional, confident representation for your products. And that's what we make it easy for small scale operators who might not be able to travel, but is able to be a part. So you get an opportunity to participate in the pop-up, even if you're not a local vendor, or even if you're not inside the United States. If you're outside of the United States, you're still able to work directly with us. We can actually help you to have representation at this event. And the products, of course, we need to ensure that we have sufficient inventory for the event, because what's going to happen usually at the pop-up event, when people experience the event, they usually then what we call it the post-event activities, which involves going online and browsing more of the products. So we want the products to also be online. So the inventory of the products that we will be receiving on behalf of vendors here is got to be sufficient enough to facilitate event sales, and also sales that will be online that will follow after. And we also will require samples. So samples will be required to participate in the pop-up events, because the fact that the products are new, the products are unique. Usually people don't know the products and they don't have a connection to the product or the vendor. And so we believe that the samples are really going to help to make a difference. And that's something that we've really asked all of our vendors to provide, so that we can help with the process of getting more traction, getting more sales for the products. And then of course the logistics. I mean, the logistics, it's really um, going to be, a combination of you shipping the products. This has to be done in advance, and so once you decide to be a part of a pop-up, within 15 to 30 days prior to that, the actual pop-up event, we'd love to be able to have those products in our facility in hand, which is actually going to be taking them for Woodstock. This is a Woodstock event, and this is the first of the many what we're planning on doing. And so we want to be able to have those products in advance, and we can do that in regular temperatured products, or you can do cold storage, which cold storage is actually available in Atlanta, which is, like I said, about 30 or so minutes away from Woodstock downtown. So if you have a product that requires cold storage, meaning below 0 degree, or below 45 degrees, then this is an opportunity for you to also participate in this event, and have these products here. Or cold storage are partners, so we don't own a cold storage facility. We are going to be partnering with others who have the cold storage, in order for us to get your products into the hands of the consumers as quickly as possible. So the value, really, we're providing a package that's really marketing and exposure and selling for the products and that you are creating, telling your stories. And so what we want to be able to do is to have, if there is an interest in participating in the pop-up, we want to have a direct discussion with you. We want to talk with you for about 20 minutes to hear your story and to understand what's driving you, and to see where your interest is, so that we can organize with you to be a part of this pop-up. And so Marifel is available. I will be available for quick 20-minute meetings that we can talk about your interest in being a part of this community, so that we can evaluate if we're a good fit, because we really only want to work with those who are absolutely ready and serious about being a part of our community. And so I decided to tell you about myself last, because I think that was not as important. And so my name is Ricardo Berris, like I told you, and I started Purposely to really drive mission of impact over the next 10 to 20 years. I do believe that we will be living most of our lives over the next decade or so around impact and around purpose. It's happening now, and we're going to see more of that. I'm very passionate about helping other businesses to become better versions of themselves. I'm very experienced with digital marketing and e-commerce, and really can provide some success around any of the products that vendors might have. Also want to introduce you to Nihama Bikovsky, and she's one of our advisors. And Nihama is in the business of shipping and logistics, and so she can also provide guidance and help if there's any issues with importing products, or if you need help with FDA information or recommendations, custom brokerage, any of that sort of things. We can actually help you. Nihama has 30 plus years experience in logistics, and she's worked with several companies across the globe. And also Serena Andras, who's one of our advisors. The branding of the new look and feel of Purposely is credited to Serena. She is a branding consultant, and she's a creative guru, and so she is very, very active and very, very excellent in providing purpose-driven and sustainable B Corp corporations that are interested in really creating better brands and visual communication. So if you are interested as well in leveling up your brand and really helping to improve the brand as a purpose-driven company, then we really want to be able to help you, and we can connect you with Serena and Creative Chi to really help to ensure that you have you look your best, your brand look your best, and your product look your best as you get into the market. And so there are 20 years of experience around what Serena does. from designing everything from magazine to handbags. And so we're very excited to have her, and grateful to have her as part of our advisory team as well. And these are the other guys who make our team up. We have our e-commerce manager, and there's Marifel, and we have our designers and our coordinator, and you'll interact with these guys accordingly as you become more involved into our community. Um, we would love for you to join our Facebook group. You can go Purposely Vendors and request an invitation to be a part of the group. We have over 30 different members now, and we'd love for you to be able to be a part of this group, so you can stay in touch with the latest information that we have, and the news that we have, the updates. We'll be sharing information about the upcoming pop-up, and so you certainly want to be the first to know about those things when they happen. So please join the Facebook group, search for Purposely Vendors, and you'll be able to find that group. It's invitation only. It's a private group, so you have to request an invitation to be a part of it. And also follow us if you can. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, everywhere at Purposely. And so we can post some links in the chat for you to be able to look at that. So these are also some of our active vendors that we currently are working with. And for now, we process between 3 and 10 orders per week, depending. And so we'd love for you to answer any questions that you might have around that, and to help you to be a part of our community as well. We have access to a number of buyers. We're going to be launching B2B in the future, where we're going to be able to deliver products wholesale B2B style to a number of prospects that we have access to. But we have access to a number of conscious consumers who are interested in discovering you and discovering the products that you're creating. And we're excited to introduce you to them. We're excited to connect you so that they can understand and learn more about what it is that you're doing. So I want to thank you. We're going to stop here for questions, and to answer any of the questions, and to have a conversation around particularly the pop-up experience that we're planning. If you have any specific questions around that, please, we'll take them now, and we can put them in the chat, and we can start answering those questions. So I'll hand over to you, Marifel, to talk about any questions that you might have received from anyone. And we're going to open up the mics to different individuals. I see we have some new vendors here. Welcome, and would really want you to sort of unmute and tell us about your products, tell us about your business, and tell us about the impact, if you can, in a minute or so, and then we'll answer any questions that you might have. So the mics are going to be open, and I think we can probably start with anyone. I see. I'm not sure. CDCSA. I'm not sure who's that and what name we should call you by. But if you can unmute, tell us who you are. Tell us your business and the product you're making, etc. Pardon me, so that we can talk to you a little more about how we might be able to add value to what you're doing. All right. Well, we'll ask CDCSA to unmute, and when we can go to Mirna. I also see Mirna here. Mirna, welcome. If you would like to unmute and maybe tell us a little bit about what you're actually doing, and tell us a little about your product. All right, so the mute button, guys, is right down on your left. It looks like a mic, and if you'd like to share with us, you can just click on that, and we'd love to hear from you. We're building a community where everyone thrives, and so we'd really love to have a conversation around how we can have you a part of our community to start thriving as well. I also see Ali here. I'm not sure if you can unmute. If you can unmute, just please go ahead and unmute. tell us a little bit about your product and tell us about what you're doing.
Okay, we will think about really our enterprise is new in these channels. Then we think that and values prospect.
So tell us. I'm sorry. Tell us your name and what's your business.
Sorry.
Can you tell us your name and what's your business? And if you'd like to probably speak in Spanish, and Marifel probably can help if you're more comfortable with speaking with Spanish, and maybe Marifel, you can request that they can speak in Spanish, and then you could probably provide some translation.
Oh yes, I will feel most comfortable in Spanish. The name of our company is El Castillo del Cacao. We make national chocolate in Nicaragua.
Okay, that's great. So you are into chocolate from Nicaragua. Did you have any specific questions? Maybe Marifel, maybe you want to lead this process, and just because he's more comfortable speaking in Spanish, and I don't want to make him uncomfortable. So would you like to probably just
No, for the moment, no. For the moment, no. I prefer Spanish, but we will study your presentation, think about, and if we have questions, we'll make that.
Puedes hablar en español, no hay ningún problema.
Uh-huh. Ah, ok. No, le digo que por el momento no tenemos consultas. Parece clara la presentación, pero necesitamos pensar en esto, ¿no? Este modelo de comercio en línea es un asunto nuevo para nosotros. Tenemos que valorar en qué medida podemos operarlo y responder en los volúmenes y en las cantidades necesarias, ¿no? Al final, el asunto se trata de poner ciertas cantidades de chocolate, en nuestro caso, en Estados Unidos, en un host, digamos, y tenemos que valorar eso. Eso requiere capital de trabajo y una serie de cosas que en este momento en Nicaragua no contamos. Estamos buscando una forma de poder avanzar con esto. Si Purpusly pudiera ayudarnos, de hecho, que es una consulta que me surge ahora, con este elemento, prefinanciar un poco la operación, sería ideal para nosotros.
Bueno, en estos momentos el modelo de negocio que nosotros tenemos, no hacemos eso. Como tal, la plataforma viene funcionando como un canal que tiene una plataforma que tiene diferentes canales y trabajamos bajo el modelo de suscripción. Hoy estábamos hablando de uno de nuestros canales, que es la Pop-Up Shop, que sería como una especie de feria presencial, la cual se estaría haciendo para este verano en Georgia, ¿ya? Básicamente es eso, pero en estos momentos no estamos prefinanciando a ningún vendedor. El vendedor tendría que asumir pues todos los costos que implique la operación como tal.
Claro, por eso le digo que necesitamos estudiar bien cómo podemos financiar la operación, porque al final es prefinanciar cosas, ¿no? Es decir, la limitante más importante que hay en Nicaragua en este momento para empresas como las nuestras es capital de trabajo, es liquidez. Y ese es un asunto clave. Entonces, sí, por eso le digo que tal vez no directamente por Purpusly, pero si tienen contacto de información de agencias que pudieran ayudarnos con eso, sería una oportunidad increíble.
Vamos a tener en cuenta sus inquietudes y la vamos a comentar con el equipo para ver si existe alguna posibilidad en que nosotros podamos colaborarles.
Sería idea, como le digo, y estaríamos muy agradecidos.
¿Alguna otra duda o pregunta que tengas?
No. Gracias por lo demás, me parece que es bastante claro.
Ok, vale.
Muchas gracias.
¿Alguien más que tenga alguna pregunta que quisiera hacerla en español?
Okay, I think I think we would not get any from the others. I noticed there's a Deborah here as well. I think Deborah, your mic is off. If we'd love to hear what's your business and what product you have, so that we can provide some assistance to you as well. But you're free to reach out to Marifel for assistance. You can see her information in the chat that you can contact her, and that's going to be very helpful for you to answer any questions that you might have around around the upcoming pop-up. I also see there are two folks who just joined us, and I would love to hear from them if they'd like to share. I see Daniel is here. Hi, Daniel. We are at the question and answer component of our presentation, and we wanted to just take your questions. You can share them in Spanish, or you can share them in English, and we'll do our best to answer. So Marifel, you can, if you'd like to perhaps translate that for us.
Para las personas que se nos están uniendo en estos momentos, pues estamos en la parte de preguntas y respuestas. Si tienen alguna duda y quieran hacerla en español o en inglés, pues siéntense libres de hacerla. Estoy viendo que en el chat Ale pregunta que si nos van a enviar la información del evento al correo para poder analizar. Claro que sí. Y se va a enviar la grabación del evento de hoy. A su vez estaremos en los próximos días y meses de aquí al evento, estaremos compartiendo toda la información acerca de lo que iremos realizando. Cualquier duda pueden contactarse con nosotros. En el chat tienen mi correo y al cual me pueden dejar saber cualquier duda que tengan.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, I think what we'll do is to finish up here, and we will continue in our webinar series on the next month. Please look out for information around the upcoming pop-up and how you would be able to participate. We'll be sharing those inside the Facebook group. We'll be reaching out to you individually via email. So if you do have an interest in participating in it, feel free to let us know, and we will certainly be available to assist you. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time, and we will see you next month when we do another webinar series. We're going to be talking more about the pop-ups and answering your questions. So we're going to be doing more of a fireside chat to answer any questions that you might have about participating in the upcoming pop-up. So thank you very much, and have a good day, everyone, and we will speak soon.